Welcome to this segment of the program. Inuagata Nosaka is my name, and I'm so excited to come your way this morning and make your day very valuable. Now, the conversation I'm going to be having with you this morning is on the topic second curve thinking. Second curve thinking. Now, second curve thinking is the wisdom of not waiting till a crisis occurs before you start thinking of preparing and taking position for the future. It's a wisdom, a perspective, or a philosophy that can be engaged by organizations and individuals. And this morning, I'm going to explain it, doing some little illustration. Now, this is a very plain, cardboard with me here. And I'm going to draw a graph. This is the sketch. Now, the vertical part of the graph represents progress or profit, time, and then progress, profits. Then this other side represents time. And then in time, you have probably 2020, you have 2021, you have 2022, and what have you. And then you start out in business. You start out in business, and the business goes through a gestation period, and then it starts making progress. It's making progress. It's making progress. Now, there are some things that may happen in the business environment that may result to progress or profit decline. But what second curve thinking teaches us is that you do not need to wait for that crisis period before you start thinking of creating another success curve. That is the second curve thinking. So while you are making progress, you start out in business, you go through your gestation period where you are making progress before any tendency or possibility of a decline. While you are making progress, making profit, you have capacity, you have resources, you have momentum, you start thinking of creating another line of success. And that other line of success could be that you introduce a new product into the market. You have a product you have been selling, you have a product you have been producing, you have a product that you have been marketing. Then for you, to ensure that when the future comes, you are not shaking off, you can start diversifying into other line of business, create another product, or create a product line. Now, by product line, this is what I mean. Let's say I'm into manufacturing of television, and, I produce a particular type of television. That's what I have been selling. And then I can now begin to add new features, to another type of television. Just like today, you see the world, they now have smart TV and all that. Those are second curve thinking cases whereby, they are beginning to update their product, they are upgrading their product, and sometimes they just create a new product entirely, increasing their product portfolio, their product mix. So what this helps them to do is that should the future come with a challenge, should there be any alteration, any dynamism or changes in the environment, they will not, be behind not be behind in the journey. They will still be very, very relevant. Like I said, you are making progress. Now, instead of waiting for a decline, that period that you have capacity, that period that you have momentum, that period that you have resources, you start another line of product, or you diversify into another line of business, or you just upgrade and update your product. This is very, very helpful in driving organizations. This is very helpful in also running your own individual life. You are earning fat salary today. Now, you may not always earn that fat salary. You are working in that system. There could be changes in the economic environment that may result to that organization or that system, doing restructuring, which is a polite way of saying people will be sacked. And if you are not sacked, you may get to a level whereby you need to retire so that young blood could be injected in for them to keep making progress. So that period that I'm working in that, you know, maybe possibly a big NGO, possibly a particular parastatal, any huge income, you know, if you don't get sacked from that job, you will retire. And most time people don't also, you know, want to hear about getting sacked, and it's not your portion. Amen. But if you are not sacked, you will certainly get to a level whereby you need to go home and create space for younger generation to come in. So during that season, whereby there is a bullish earning, I need to begin to think of how to make sure that if it gets to a level whereby I can no longer work in the system, either as a result of being laid off or as a result of retirement, you know, I need to begin to think of a second curve of success, not waiting till things totally decline. So second curve thinking is a powerful strategy, it's a powerful wisdom and perspective that individuals and organizations could apply. If as an organization, if it is the time that profits start declining, that you start thinking of diversifying, you are going to run into big trouble. Profit is declining. From the profit that is declining or from resources that is declining, that is when you want to think about diversification. When you diversify from limited resources into that other line of business or product, that new line of business or product will need to undergo gestation period. Now, and then resources from the main business or product is declining. And gestation period may take 2 years, may take 3 years, 4, 5 years, or even more. You know, you don't just plant something today and you start harvesting today. Forget about all those social online scams that somebody will tell you, give 100,000 naira, pay into XYZ account, and by the end of the day or the next day, you receive another 100,000. It's totally shambles, it's scam. You know, but a real adventure requires you planting, and then there is a period of gestation that then return on investment will start coming in. Now, during that period of gestation, profit is not coming in. And from where resources was pulled out from to create or diversify into that line of business, profit is declining. In short, what may happen at the end of the day is a situation of double decline. You start making profit, then profit goes down, and from the profit that is going down, you are trying to create another business. There will likely be a situation of double decline. That is what will likely happen. So you need to engage this second curve thinking, which is another way of also explaining bifocal strategy. Bifocal strategy, you know, is you ensuring that you work with the mindset of a maintenance engineer and also that of an architect. The maintenance engineer ensures that things is working in the factory today. The architect ensures that, you know, new project, new buildings are designed. So the maintenance engineer secures the presence, the architect creates the future. So while we are securing the presence, ensuring that today is working, we are also designing on how tomorrow is going to be a successful story. So second curve thinking is another way of also explaining bifocal strategy, whereby you need to make sure that during the period of enjoying, you know, success, during bullish earnings, you need to begin to take some resources from that bullish earnings and success story, and then you create another line of success, which, like I said before, could be product upgrade, product update. It could also be diversified into another line of business, so that, you know, you just keep on maintaining successful momentum. This is so critical. Why do you need to do this? Dynamism, changes takes place in the environment. The government could just come up with a hostile policy that can suffocate the industry you are operating in. And if resources is coming in now, with that hostile policy, the resources could just go down the drain. So before that may happen, you need to start thinking of the second curve of success. It could also happen that that industry will be flooded with competitors, and then your own profits start declining as well. It could also happen that, you know, consumers' preference will change. You know, what is exciting a 15 years old teenager today will not excite him when he's 35. So all these are dynamism that takes place in the environment that require us to have this second curve thinking. This is so important, and I strongly believe that lots of value have been added to you today, and it's important you reach me. Let me invite you to my office. Let's discuss. Let's see how we can move things forward, and then give you that unending second curve success story.